Was Adam really the first human ever created? Or is there something deeper hidden in the book of Genesis? Something that many have read, but few have truly seen? What if the Bible actually hints at the existence of humans before Adam? What if Adam wasn't the first human, but rather the first of something else entirely? In this video, we'll dive into the Hebrew text, biblical clues, and theological theories that will challenge everything you thought you knew about the beginning of humanity. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay with us to the end because this journey will not only challenge you, it may transform your understanding of the entire Bible. Let's get started. Let's open our Bibles to the very beginning, Genesis chapters 1 and 2. At first glance, the Bible appears to give us a simple account of how everything began. But if you read carefully, you'll notice something that many people overlook. There's not one creation account in Genesis, there are two, and they're not identical. Genesis chapter 1 verse 26-27 says, "Then God said, Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky." So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them. This happens on day 6 of creation. Humanity is created after the animals, as the culmination of creation. God creates mankind, ha-Adam, in Hebrew, as a plural unity. Male and female he created them. No personal names, no garden, no specific location mentioned, just a sweeping declaration that humankind was made in God's image to steward creation. This account is majestic, cosmic, poetic, like a wide-angle lens showing all creation unfolding in perfect rhythm. But then we turn the page, and the tone changes. Genesis chapter 2 verse 7 says, "Then the Lord God formed a man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being." Hold on. Formed from the dust? That's different. This is not a grand declaration about mankind. This is one man, Adam, shaped by the hands of God like a potter molds clay. Then later in Genesis chapter 2 verse 18-22, we read, "It is not good for the man to be alone. So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. He took one of the man's ribs and made a woman from the rib." Here, woman is not created at the same time as man. She comes later from him. This is a deeply intimate story, zoomed in, personal, and filled with symbolic details. So what's going on here? Why do we have two different versions of creation? In one, mankind is created, male and female together. In the other, a single man is formed first, then animals, then finally a woman. This has puzzled scholars and theologians for centuries. Some say Genesis chapter 2 is just a recap of Genesis chapter 1, like a close-up camera shot after a wide-angle view. Others say these are two distinct accounts, possibly written by different sources for different purposes. Biblical scholars often refer to the Elohist and Yahwist traditions. In Genesis chapter 1, God is referred to as Elohim, the mighty creator. In Genesis chapter 2, he's Yahweh Elohim, the personal covenantal Lord. Could these different names hint at different layers of revelation? But here's the deeper question. Are these accounts contradictory or complementary? Some propose this. Genesis chapter 1 describes the creation of humankind in general, the species. Genesis chapter 2 zooms in on a specific individual, Adam, chosen, placed in Eden, and given a spiritual assignment. It's like Genesis chapter 1 tells us when and how humanity was made, while Genesis chapter 2 tells us why. And here's the most intriguing part. In Genesis chapter 2 verse 5, just before God forms Adam, it says, "Now no shrub had yet appeared on the earth and no plant had yet sprung up, for the Lord God had not sent rain on the earth and there was no man to work the ground."